Hey everyone, Commander Necrovari is back with another video of Elite Dangerous. In this video we are going to go over combat in the Eagle. Now I've chosen this Eagle over the Sidewinder because the Eagle offers more maneuverability, it gives you an extra hard point, so it allows you to vary it up a little bit more, and it's overall, I would say, a better fighter than the Sidewinder. So this is the Golden Eye Eagle. I know it's a little dark because the station I'm in is industrial, so it doesn't have the nice bright lights, but let's just jump in and go straight to hard points. For hard points, I'm rocking 2 small pulse lasers, just because they're better on power than a burst laser. They don't do as much damage, but they're just as good in my opinion. Both of them are gimbaled. You're going to want to start out with gimbaled instead of fixed. If you're not used to combat, always go gimbaled until you get a better understanding of how weapons and trajectory and stuff works. So along with those, I have 1 cannon on top. This is also gimbaled. I chose a cannon just because I don't have a multi-cannon at this station to use, and I don't feel like flying anywhere else to get one. Normally with this kind of loadout for beginning, you would probably want to start with a multi-cannon just because it has a higher damage per second than the cannon here. The reason I like this cannon, and I've become accustomed to it, is the projectile fires fast, and it fires true, and as long as it hits, it penetrates, dealing module damage overall. So if I get into a fight with somebody and I want to disable them, which I'll go over in upcoming videos, this is the way to go. It'll break through the hull, it'll deal module damage, and it'll help take down your target easier if it hits. That's the main problem with it. If you're fighting smaller aircraft and you're farther away, the projectile speed is not fast enough, so it can miss targets quite easily, even though it's gimbaled. But in this loadout, this is what I've chosen. Your mileage may vary if you're new to combat or new to dogfighting. Definitely go with a multi-cannon instead. It's a lot easier to learn on. Utility mounts in the Eagle, you only get 1, so I chose the point defense. This is just personal because missiles can take you out very quickly. You can choose chaff, you can choose ECMs, you can choose whatever you want. I prefer a point defense system instead. It's got a ton of ammo in there, and it can easily fire off a bunch of rounds to take stuff out. It doesn't shoot at ships. Just note that it's mostly for, I believe, hatchbreaker limpets and missiles, along with torpedoes. So change it up as needed, but for me a point defense is very necessary. Into core internals, lightweight alloys is what I normally rock. You can change this up as needed. They do offer reinforced alloys here that'll give you a higher hull integrity, but I compensate with that somewhere else. So I leave this lightweight to help keep my speed as top as possible. Power plant is a 2A to help keep everything running at the same time. You may change that accordingly depending on your loadout. I have it max just to help me with heat as well. 3A thrusters here is a must. Your thrusters help you go fast, they help you pitch, roll, and yaw, so they allow you the max amount of maneuverability, so you want to max that out as fast as possible. 3A thrusters, like I said, is absolutely a must on the Eagle. Your frame shift drive isn't really important in this instance. We're not going to be jumping sectors constantly and trading and stuff like that. We're going to be looking for in-house security or in-house detail to be able to take people down. So bounty hunting within the system or the neighboring system. You can go to a 3D on this one to help keep it lightweight. It's your call. Just note the heavier it is, the less speed you're going to get, but the more jump range, but we don't need jump range on this. As always with your life support, 1D life support is perfectly fine. Leave it at that. Power distributor is very important in this build. You're going to want an A-rated power distributor because that'll give you the maximum amount of capacity for both your weapons, engines, and systems. That's 3, so not both, for all of them, excuse me. And it'll give you the highest recharge as well. And if you are looking to engineer this, power distributor is a must to engineer. And then your sensors, I chose a 2B because that's all the station had. I liked having a higher rated sensor so I can have so I can get a readout from a farther range. The higher the sensors, the farther the range you can see. So if you can get a 2A on that, go for it. If you can't, just get the highest thing possible. Optional internals here are going to be kind of your play zone. You can mess with these as much as you want. I have a 3C bi-weave shield generator. There's no 3A here, so this is the best that I had for the weight and the cost. Change that up as needed, but with a combat vessel, you're going to want the highest class possible to give you the most protection. This is a must, a frame shift drive interdictor, but it doesn't have to be a class 2. It can be a class 1 if you really want it. Essentially, this will be for pulling people out of super crews who are wanted, so you can engage them and take them down. We're not going to be using that method in this video. We're going to do that in another video, but I have it in there just in case. Cargo rack, not needed. Just throw it in there to hold the space, just in case you find something you want to pick up, you know, from killing somebody. And then these two is kind of important. Now the Eagle has another class 2 down here that's specifically for a military compartment. This has a hull reinforcement package in it that helps give a higher resistance on my hull and gives it a higher integrity. And then the module reinforcement reinforces my module with a higher integrity as well, because we're going to be fighting and, you know, probably going to be taking damage. You want everything protected, so it gives you a little bit more bulkier loadout. It does take away from your overall speed, but I don't find that to be the worst thing in the world. It's not a drastic decrease, so I would look at these or change them up as needed. Again, your mileage may vary. So essentially what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go to the main star in the system. Right here, it's about 36 light seconds away. You don't see it on here, but there is a nav beacon around the area. We're going to go to that nav beacon, and that's going to be, at least my opinion, of the easiest way to start with bounty hunting and combat and fighting. So let's get heading out, and we'll see when we get into the nav beacon area. Alright, so I had to jump to Cremain in order to do this. This was an area just... a system just next to where I was. For some reason, the system I was in, I couldn't find the nav beacon. But here it is in Cremain, orbiting the main star. And you can see we're going to come in here, and we are going to do what we have to do to earn some credits and get you the money that you need. Now, by this point, I've expected that you've looked at the other guides that I had with the hauler, how to start passenger missions, how to look at smuggling, and you've earned some credits off of that, because this loadout is not cheap. Combat can be very, very expensive, especially with a rebuy cost. Now, if you look on this panel here off to your right, you can see underneath your balance is your rebuy cost. This is 53,808 credits. If you are going to do this, make sure you have enough to afford that rebuy cost, because if you get destroyed and you don't, you're not going to be able to buy back your ship, and you'll start back with this stock Sidewinder, which I don't think anybody wants unless you're really up for a challenge. But let's jump in this nav beacon. You'll see right away that we have some company here. We're going to pull out our hard points, and what we're looking for is exactly what we're looking for is just something we can handle. So let's start with a Sidewinder. What I'm doing here is I'm just scanning people as they're flying, and I'm waiting for it to fill out. On the left hand side there, you'll see it'll give me a full readout of everything, and I'm looking for somebody who's wanted. Now I'm trying to keep an eye on what they are, because a bigger ship means more hard points, and more hard points means that I'm not always going to make it out alive. So far we're not getting anything here. Now, this method that I'm using isn't always the greatest. It's kind of a hit or miss method. A lot of times people will jump in here and they'll just scan what they got, and if they don't like it, they'll go and hang out other places. But so far, I'm not finding anybody here at all. Here's a person. He's wanted. However, he's in a wing of 3, which we don't want to mess with right now. Now, there are federal security agents here, so if they scan him, there may be a fight on our hands, but we are not going to mess with that in this instance. It is an Eagle. It's probably not that bad, but 3 versus 1 is a losing mathematical equation. Oh, there's some gunfire. Let's take a look what we got. This looks like they're targeting this person. This is the person we had targeted earlier. No, it's not. This is the guy it looks like they're targeting. So you see that they've already engaged and they're taking his shields down. Let's go ahead and help them out. Those pulse lasers eat that. And you can see that cannon does a ton of damage. Now, we had help from our friends on this one, but we still cashed in on the bounty, which is awesome. So let's go look for somebody else. That's 2 down in a wing of 3. That guy's not wanted. It's this guy that's wanted. Nope. There he is right there. This is probably... We just want to get a couple shots up on him. I don't know if we'll cash in on that one or not. Oh, we got some for it. Nice. There he is. He's wanted. Let's go ahead and get closer and take him down. How much is he worth? 34,000. He's in a scout, which is a much bigger ship than mine. And I think he might be a little bit more maneuverable. So we are gonna, yep, he's got rail guns on that thing. Luckily we have friends here, and that's why we're here. Because we would not be able to do this without that. Now he's gonna run. And you notice how he's getting farther away. I want to be close with my cannons so I don't miss. And he's dead. There we go, we should cash in on that. Beautiful. So once you're done killing people in the nav beacon, anybody wanted that is, you don't want to start shooting off on people who aren't wanted because that creates problems. Once you get enough bounties where you're satisfied, you're going to head to a station that has contacts in the system. The same system of which the killing was done in, the bounty hunting. So if we take a look at the system map here, we're going to go to Wohler Terminal, and if you look on here, it'll tell you, where is it? Contacts, under facilities. You want to make sure that they have that, because if they do not have contacts, they won't have what you need to be able to turn in your bounty credits. Alright, back at the terminal. Just going to refuel and restock real quick. Essentially here you'll want to go to contacts, and you'll automatically be put into the authority. Jeez. Into the authority contact. I have a fine here, I guess. I'll just pay that first. And essentially here's where you're going to cash in on your bounty. So redeem all bounty vouchers, 115,000 credits. Confirm. Boom. Now by turning in credit bounties, pardon me, you earn favor with the system that you're in. So I mean that goes towards, if you're friendly with the system, you get better missions that have a higher payout. Just so you know that. So if you're really trying to bolster a system, or you know you want to make a minor faction happy and stuff like that, you can turn in bounty vouchers there. You can see right here in the middle where it says faction state none, system influence, and then my reputation is allied. You know, again, the more you turn into that, the better that's going to be, the higher payouts you get for missions. Anyways, that's essentially the basic guide. Again, I didn't really cover everything. I know I didn't, but I hope to make more videos in the future. And with that, we will see you hopefully in the next video. Again, if you like what I like, if you like what I do, throw it down below. If you dislike the video, because I have gotten some dislikes on the other guides that I made, tell me why. And if I have made any mistakes, put in the comments below so that others can learn from that as well. I'm not going to proclaim that I'm the greatest at this game, because I'm not. There's still a lot that I can learn. But yeah, hopefully we can all learn together and make a difference. And with that, we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.